We're going to talk about buying versus renting. There's not going to be a lot on the renting side because we want to focus on the buy side and what that is and what it's going to be. So we're going to talk about our new constructed homes that we're getting ready to list on the market here soon. And we're going to list them at $285,000. They are in Brooksville and they qualify for USDA, which is a government loan program similar to the VA loan product that allows you to do 0% down. So when you're looking at something like that, why would you want to purchase over renting? The biggest thing is you're going to build generational wealth. And how do you do that? There's multiple different ways that that's going to happen. You're going to have your debt pay down. You're going to have appreciation over time. You are going to own something. And so there's a lot of reasons to purchase a home. And why do we want to focus on those? Well, because they're brand new and they're going to need minimal amounts of maintenance over time. So a lot of people say when they are talking about renting, oh, I don't have to fix anything. Well, you are paying to fix those things, whether you know it or not, because monthly rents are collected and then a portion of those rents are set aside for when maintenance issues comes in. Believe me, we own 24 units right now. We're looking to offload some of those portfolios. So if you're interested, let us know. But we set money aside for that. So whether you think you are paying for that or not, you are, if you have the right types of landlords who are accounting for those things to happen. So first off, we're going to talk about a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom here in Hernando County is what we are going to use to discuss that, right? So 3-2, 3-2. What does a 3-2 in Hernando County rent for? On average, I would say close to $2,500. In that Brooksville market, a similar style one. We're going to just look it up right here real time. And what does that look like? So where do I always look for rental properties? Where do we list our own rental properties? Zillow. So going to go there and we're going to catch to see what it is currently for rent. It is we want it to be a house. And so that allows for pets. So we won't put any of that in just yet. Bedroom size, we will say 3 bedrooms. And then bathrooms, we'll put 2+. So that way we can get an accurate comparison to one another. And then we will see what is available. All right, so what do we have available in Brooksville? So a couple properties here. Those are in a 55 and up community, so we won't count those. Here we go. We've got one that's not far away from where we're purchasing or where we're building these homes. So this is a pretty decent one. It's in Candlelight. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and it's 1,400 square foot. Pretty decent comp. They have this listed at $2,300. All right. So let's look at that one, see what they're offering in there. It looks like it's like a duplex style home, and it is somewhat not as nice. I don't know, it's going to be hard to see here. It's not like updated or anything like that. Old cabinetry, old appliances, things of that nature. Nothing special, nothing special. But it's asking for their rent is $2,300. And so that is important. What are we listing this 3-2 at? We plan on listing them depending on which lot is on, 286 or 285, because one of the lots is significantly bigger and it's on the corner and all that good stuff. And so we're just going to make it easy though and say $285,000 is what they will be listed at. What does that mean to you? If you are doing the USDA loan program, well, let's see what the USDA loan rates are today. Where do I go to find that information? I utilize Mortgage Rate Daily. It is a little app that you can download or a website. And so we'll go to Mortgage Rate Daily. If I could type correctly. And then we will pop up. Of course, you get all the ads. Sorry, Mortgage News Daily is the actual name of the website. So that was that there. And of course, they don't have the USDA loan product. So what we'll use is just the straight up VA loan product because it's the exact same thing, 0% down and all that kind of stuff. And that is a 6.48% rate. So 6.488% rate. That is the national average. It can fluctuate depending on where you live and the home and your specific situation. So this is just an average, so don't take it at heart. You're going to want to talk to a lender if you need any example, or if you want any people to talk to. You can reach out to us, and we'll put you in touch with some lenders that we know, like, and trust. But that is a 30-year fixed rate. And so what we'll do next is we will then go to that purchase price. Remember, you're putting 0% money down on this. And so we'll go ahead and put this in here, $285,000. We will say that the interest rate is 6.48. And then we will say it's a 30-year loan. Again, I'm just using the bigger pockets, simple mortgage calculator, nothing special here. It's just something that I always use to kind of give me a general idea of what a payment will be. It just, you put in here the loan amount, the years, the interest rate, then you can put in taxes and insurance. So for these, let's go on the high side. I always like to be conservative when I'm doing these. $2,500 insurance for something like this. It's brand new. It's a smaller home, not super expensive. So I think $1,800 is very conservative. We probably find you something lower on both of those. But what does that bring our total monthly payment to? Well, $2,155.97. And that is with putting no money down. And so you are already beating this older 3.2 that we just showed you. It's listed that way. It's obviously not closed, but it's just kind of giving you a quick comparison. That's how we look at stuff when we're analyzing deals and stuff for rental properties and things like that. Okay, so what is cool about this is that we can figure out what our principal and interest payments are going to be. And why is that important? Because that's where the wealth building comes into play. So we want to just going to go to because it doesn't do it on their calculator. So I'm going to go to a different mortgage calculator and just do a amortization schedule. So you can just search for amortization calculator. And here we go. Here's one that just came up. We're going to put the loan amount of $285,000. We'll say that it is 30 years. And we're going to put 6.48%. And then we will calculate. And then it will show what our principal and interest payments are over the loan. And so let's see, in this case, let's see a monthly schedule. All right, so principal pay down off of that in the first month is going to be $258.65. Woo! That's $285 more every time you make a payment that you're adding to your net worth. Obviously, it's not very much, but it is going towards paying that home down. Over here, when you're renting that, guess who's getting that? The owner of that property is getting that debt pay down. You're paying down their debt. They are getting appreciation. They are getting the ability to write that off on taxes and everything else. When you own your home, you get a lot of those same abilities that is going to help you become wealthier longer term. These are things that I had to figure out for myself. Believe me, I used to rent properties when I was a younger Marine traveling around the country until I, learned about this type of stuff and understanding over the last 15 plus years. So, but if we go back to the annual schedule, that first year of that, because every month it goes up a little bit more. So when we look at that monthly schedule, the next month it'll go up to $260 and 0.04%, right? But it's going to increase every month by a couple dollars. And then eventually, by the end of year, go to the end of year 5. Now 72 months in, now you're at $379.11. So when you look there, that's over $100 more a month that you're bringing in, that you're paying off that debt. So when we look at the annual schedule, Year one, you're paying off just almost 3,200. Then the next year it's 3,400. Then it's 36. So every year you're getting more and more and more and more that you're paying off on that home, which is increasing your wealth, which then you could pass down to your children one day or your grandchildren, whatever you decide you're going to do, or nobody. You could give it to charity, whatever you decide. But that just wanted to kind of point that out to you. When you have home ownership, you are building your wealth that way. It's something that my wife Lena and I have done over the last almost 15 years, that we've really been dialing that in, and it has paid off for us. When we first bought our first home ever, it was in August of 2011, and we didn't know how much farther the housing market was going to go down, if there was a bottom in sight. It ended up being very close to that. It went down a couple more years, but we didn't know how it was going to come up. Just a short 8 years later, the house that we purchased for $150,000, we then turned into a rental. We made quite a bit of money off of it as a rental. We did a lot of debt pay down that the tenants who lived in there did for us. And we ended up selling it for almost $240,000. And we ended up netting, I think, overall on that entire property from, as a rental and the cash flow that we brought in and everything else, like over $100,000. And so that is a strategy. It is not always the best strategy. It depends on who you are and what it is that you want to do. But I can tell you this, renting is you're paying off that landlord's debt. And you are, it could be temporary, and then sometimes there's a reason to rent out. So you can build your credit, you can save some money, so that way you can do this. But this loan program that we're talking about with the USDA property, 0% down. We can also, some lenders out there have access to down payment assistance programs that can give you up to a certain amount of the purchase price, like 5%, 3%, something along those lines, to help with either your down payment or your closing costs. So you may even be able to get into this home right here that's brand new for almost no money. We ran that scenario for one of the clients that we were working with, and it came out that they were going to have to pay $1,000 to buy a brand new home and have a almost $2,200 a month payment. So if you are someone that's looking for something like this, you want to learn how to do it, or you want us to run the numbers for you, those are things that we like to do. We enjoy this kind of thing, and to try to help you with your plan. So if you are interested in something like that, please, you can reach out to us. You can check out all of our information at the website, justinoyrealestate.com. I think we'll probably have some stuff here inside of the notes and all of that to get you that info. But please, if you are going to rent, at least give this a look, right? And it doesn't have to be the new builds. I'm just using those as an example because now you're not going to have to replace a roof or an HVAC, all these systems for like 10 to 30 years. And so you're not getting into something that requires a lot of upkeep initially. You have, 4 or 5 years before something is probably going to have to be replaced and all of that. So this is just our new video that we're going to be coming out with. Lots of videos that are similar to this. We want to start educating people on how to build generational wealth through real estate. It is something that my wife and I have done, and we are passionate about it. We want to help others with it. So if you are interested in learning more about how to do that, reach out to us today.